why they call me Vanilla Ice.
In all fairness to my audience, when you talk about Vanilla Ice, I was mad at Vanilla Ice before the interview started.
At first I was a little skeptical about going on the show and whatnot, you know. I was like, but I really didn't know what to, you know, what to expect or anything.
You have been embroiled in a lot of controversy. The press has been really hard on you lately, saying that you lie about your background.
I mean, that's all old news. I didn't lie about
But
nothing.
I haven't interviewed you, so it's new news for my audience, so let's get into it.
I thought he was a little hard on him. He was venomous.
I've heard stories about me lying about where I came from and everything, and I never lied. Let me just tell you, when the record company creates all this stuff, bios around you, and, you know, they have your own publicists and everything, they create this image, okay? This image. And it's easy to hate on that image because it's a novelty act image, you know? I was kind of thrown into this new kids with snot category, you know?
Vanilla Ice, there were questions they didn't want me to ask, and I said, look, there are certain questions I have to ask. You know, otherwise, just perform and don't come to the couch. And Vanilla Ice's way of avoiding all those questions and all those lies that we were dealing with all day was to come on, and when we started to interview, start introducing people.
I want to bring mine out here. Flavor Flav.
What was the relationship between, you know, Flavor Flav and Vanilla Ice? You know, there was none.
And it's like, it was annoying.
He probably thought Flavor Flav would sit down next to him and help him out with the interview, because Arsenio often would say, oh, come on, why don't you join us? But Arsenio didn't want to have any of that night.
Now, do you mind waiting for us over there while we do this interview, please?
And I think the specific thing that bothered me about the introduction of Flavor Flav as one of his boys was I talked to Chuck D.
I invited Flavor Flav out there because he was just with me. We had been partying the night before, and I thought it would be great for Arsenio and his show.
Chuck D is the front man for Public Enemy. Chuck D said, we don't hang with Vanilla Ice. I mean, I ain't got nothing against Vanilla Ice, but Vanilla Ice is not one of our boys, you know? And so I realized I was being tricked. I was played, and it was to avoid the interview. Hey, just don't do the interview.
Yeah, he was pretty cold towards Vanilla. That was one of the few times I saw him actually get into it with somebody. They kind of sort of got into it. They started going back and forth.
Arsenio was feeling that, you know, what are you trying to prove? Are you bringing, you know, a black rap artist out to show that you're cool and hip, even though you're white? And he denied that.
Is that why you brought him out, just to show you have a black supporter? And
No, I brought him out because he's a friend of mine.
And that was one of the few times I heard the crowd boo something Arsenio said.
They don't like that, man.
That don't bother me. I'm not liked by a lot of people a lot of times,
Me
but I
too.
say what I want to say
So do
because
I.
I'm an American. I have that right.
You know, they booed him. And I go, wow, you know, they just booed you, man, on your own show. And he goes, that's okay. I get booed by a lot of people. It doesn't bother me. And I'm like, obviously it does bother you. You wouldn't get us so excited, you know?
When Vanilla Ice came off, you know, it was one of these kind of things. So what you gonna do? So what you gonna do? So what you gonna do? So what you gonna do?
Yeah, I had asked him, I said, what's the deal, man? You know, why do you want to come after me like that? And he says, well, I'm just, you know, basically not a fan of it, you know? And basically what I got out of the whole thing, I don't remember word for word because it's been a long time exactly what happened, but one thing that embedded in my brain was that this guy is, you know, he's pretty racial.
Yeah, ain't nothing between me and you but air and opportunity, you know? What you gonna do?
Arsenio Hall show, at first I was a fan, you know?
What you gonna do?
And then I became definitely not a fan of the show, especially after I did the show.
It wasn't serious. It was stupid showbiz. It was two rich guys not getting along, which America has no tolerance for.
Today I can look back at it and just laugh at the whole thing, and I really do, man. I like Arsenio Hall, people mention that to me, I just bust out and laugh, you know?
It was obvious that he didn't like Vanilla Ice.
I don't apologize to Herman Van, whatever his name is.
Figure it out on your own, you know? It's a no-brainer. The guy was out to get me.
Wake up!